Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And on today's video, we are going to be focusing on a part that I've been looking forward to for a while. And the reason I've been looking forward to it is because not only do I like doing plumbing, but it means that this is the last thing we have to do before we close this wall. So let me show you what we got to do. So we are going to be installing a cast iron radiator. We've got in the middle, if you look right here, we got the line, and it's in line with these screw, what is this? I don't know, with this plate right in the middle of the plate, because that's right in the middle of this space. But we're not really going to be focused on this today. We're going to be focused on this. I have the water shut off already, and I have to find out which one is the supply and which was the return. I'm hoping this is the supply and this is the return, and I'll show you guys why. But one of the things that we are going to be doing that is a bit different is, once we find out which one is the supply and the return, I am not just going to be running this directly to the heat. And this is why I'm going to be installing this on a separate video. I am going to be putting shutoff valves here, but in such a way that it bypasses the radiator. This room has no windows, and this radiator casts a lot of heat. I don't hang out down here that much to know exactly how much heat I do need in the winter. Here in New York, the winter does get pretty bad. So I want to be able to bypass that without having to open up the wall. So I bought 3 ball valves. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to jerry rig something to bypass the radiator if it's too hot in here for that. So it's just giving me a choice once I install everything to turn it off or on. That's all it is, and not affect the whole system, because I only have one thermostat and it's all on this system. So for example, if it's cold upstairs and it's hot down here and this heat is still on, with the valve system that I'm going to be putting in that corner, I am going to be able to bypass this and have the system upstairs still running. So yeah, let me set up the camera now and start cutting these pipes. So for those that didn't understand what I just did, is I wanted to find out which one of these 2 lines were the supply. Because when you are doing a cast iron radiator, the supply, you want it to start from the bottom. It doesn't matter what side. You want it to come from the bottom, fill up to the top, and then come out the top. And I'm using this side as an example. So we come in from the bottom, we fill it up, then comes out the top. So we've discovered that this one is the supply and this is the return. So now I'm going to be making my valve system, but let me build some of it so that it's better to explain the system. And then as soon as I have the bones of it ready, I'll show you guys what am I building over here that involves 3 valves. Now, allow me to explain this the best I can. So here I have 3 valves. 2 of them are closed, 1 is open.
we want to make believe that this is the supply. So there's water coming in through here, and since this is closed, it's going this way and then going out this way. This is how I'm planning to bypass the radiator. So instead of it going straight this way to the radiator, passing through the radiator, and then going back this way with this valve closed, I could just close these two valves, open this one the way it is open now, and have it go straight through, bypassing the radiator completely. The reason why I made this so close and tight is because I do not want to put an access door bigger than 6 inches. So let me put the camera down real quick. So as you guys can see, with the radiator, let's call it on, right in the middle where the valve is, well, we could go a little bit higher right here. We could go about here. We are at about 6 inches. So we have a 6-inch access door that we could put to cover this up. And in the configuration that we have it in now is that this one is closed and we're going through the radiator. So this is the supply and this is the return. And this is why I'm doing this. So if it's getting too hot in this basement, I could just bypass the radiator and not have to worry about it. I also made them close to each other because they all can't be closed at the same time. So when this is down, I can't put this down and this up, because then it'll all be in conflict. So if I ever have someone in the basement or whatever, which I doubt will happen, they could never close it together. Of course, you could do things to make them all close, but looking at it, it will be difficult to close them all up together. So yeah. So that's the system I have. I am going to be using the bells to hold this system in place. And unfortunately, I bought PEX pipe for domestic water. I didn't buy it for heating. And the reason why you want to do that, for those who don't know, is heating has an oxygen protection shield. I think it's called something like that. That the heating pipes don't allow oxygen in the system, which could corrode your heating system. That's the best I could do at explaining that. So I'm gonna have to go get that, and in the meantime I can hook this system up. So let's burn these into place and have it permanently in place for the rest of its life.
So check it out. This is my valve system, and let me see if I can explain it even better now for those who haven't understood it yet. So this is the supply, and this one's the return. Well, the return. So right now, this is locked, and these two are open. This is gonna be sending hot water to the radiator, and this is gonna be returning it. Let's say that cast iron radiator is heating up this room way too much, is not cold enough outside, and this room is not cold enough. What I could then do is open this up and close these two. So what's going to be happening is now the supply is coming through here, but it's blocked off here. So it's gonna be sent through here to the return, and the radiator will not be in use. They probably make something that is much simpler than this off the shelf, and to be honest, I really didn't look for it, but I wanted to make this myself. I came up with that idea one night, and I was like, I need to build this. I'm happy with how it came out. So for the rest of this video, I am going to be mounting this bracket permanently right here. This is the center. So I'm gonna be putting a brace here, and one down here and one down here, and I think that's good enough. And then on the next video, I will be getting this PEX and running the rest to the radiator. I have some missing parts like a dielectric, and if you don't know what that is, I'll show you on that next video. Yeah, it's time to mount this permanently. I think it came out really nice. So there you go. The water's on. There's no leaks. First time clamping PEX. Those two are the first PEX I ever done. So the water's on, everything's running. Right now we have the water going from here over, obviously because there's nothing below. This is the supply side. So if I open this, water's going through. And as soon as I hook up the radiator, I am going to be locking this one and turning these two on so it could go and come back and check if there's any leaks on this, but that is going to be saved for another video. Also, I forgot to mention this tape that I put on all of these. Concrete with moisture and humidity eats copper, so I needed a barrier between the two, so that's why I put this ugly tape around. A piece of rubber all the way around will take care of that for a very long time. So yeah, this was a lot of work. I gotta get this video out, I gotta edit it, but yeah, I'm really happy with how everything came out. It's a work of art. I'm glad everything worked out, but man, it was a lot of work. A couple of solders could have came out better, but it's hidden behind the wall, no one's gonna see it, so we don't have to worry about it. Only you guys are gonna be able to see it. So next on this channel is gonna be hooking up that cast iron radiator. So we'll finish this project on the very next video. We'll make it a part 2. So if you learned something today, you can show me by giving me a like. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave it in the comments down below. And if you want to see the rest of this project done, that radiator running and doing its job, and seeing in the future when it's cold outside, because right now it is July, to see if I need to keep that off or shut it off, consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.